3, 2, 1. Welcome to the David the Dog Trainer podcast 229.
229.
All right. What's good?
Not much. Dude, I think I feel like we're on a run. We're on a spree right now.
Are we on a spree?
Yeah. I feel like we always have sometimes we'll have a couple, like a week where we can't do anything. And we almost had another one.
Yeah.
But then you hit me up right. No, you texted me later that day on Thursday. You're like,
well, that was so stupid. I don't know why I thought, like, just because I leave town on Thursday, we're not going to get a podcast. And I was like, we have 3 days to pick from. So,
so we're here.
So here we are. Yeah, we're not really going to have much of a lull.
Yeah.
Next week, I will be gone all week this week. I figure something out for that, but I don't know. Because I don't get back till Friday.
Oh. Yeah, we can do like Monday or something.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, here we are.
Yeah. I guess you could tell them what you're doing. I think it's pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to Palm Springs to run a half marathon and to go to Modernism Week. Anybody that's architecture people, I'm sure you're hip to Modernism Week in Palm Springs. It's going to be pretty cool. See a bunch of friggin' sweet-ass houses and stuff and go to some cool parties and some cool properties and, you know.
And he's going to eat a lot of good food.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll just get into stuff here. Okay, so two things to talk about here.
Yeah, you sent me something.
What did I send you? Dude, I keep sending you stuff. I don't even remember what I sent you.
Hold on. I'll get it.
I sent you something else recently?
Yeah, like last night or something.
No, did I?
Yeah. Hold on.
No, dude, you didn't watch that? Did you? Wait, hold on. Before you open it, did you not watch what I sent you yesterday?
No.
Oh, dude, no, it has nothing to do with the podcast.
Oh.
But it's hilarious, so pull it up anyways.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Where'd you
I texted it to you. It's a Facebook link, and put your volume up high before you put it on, because it's really funny.
No, you didn't text it to me.
No.
Oh, wait, is it that?
I did, yeah.
Most like...
Click it.
Oh, God.
Bro, you didn't watch it?
No, I thought it was something for the podcast.
Get the fuck out of my...
Oh, why did it pause right at the best part?
I don't know.
Oh, restart it.
Restart it. Oh.
Get the fuck out of my face!
And look at the shirts. Kubla Cat.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, that must be for the podcast because we're doing one tomorrow.
The funniest part about that to me, so there's a bunch of them. That Kubla Cat page is like a whole page where they take a bunch of Kubla Khan like breakdown call outs or whatever and just take cats like fucking each other up. Like for the video. But I just think the timing's so perfect with that cat just smashing that other one.
I'm so glad that now that I have to put that on the podcast.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, my bad, everyone.
Kubla Cat.
I just figured because it was like late last night and I knew we were having the podcast today. I was like,
I sent it in the morning.
This morning?
I think I sent it last. All right, we're back. It's working.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell happened, but we're not touching anything anymore.
Kubla Cat was too much.
Kubla Cat broke the system. Dude, I can imagine if I were a hardcore band and people, like there is a page dedicated to cats moshing to my music, I would really feel like I made it.
Yeah, I definitely would. I hope someone does that for me someday.
Yeah. So I did not send you anything for the podcast.
Okay.
I was going to say, I was like, what the fuck did I send him about it? No, it was just that. I was actually surprised you didn't text me back about that, too, was the thing.
Now you know why. I was just
okay.
I was like, all right, I'll just keep it for the podcast.
Okay. So to the actual real content. Okay, so 2 things to talk about. So last podcast episode, dude, it's crazy right now that we're like 3 weeks ahead of schedule, basically, right? There's like 2 podcasts that still have not even come out yet, right?
Feels kind of good, doesn't it?
It feels kind of good. It does feel like there's a little bit of pressure off.
Yeah.
You know, of like, shit, I got to have 4 topics to do in the next 3 days kind of thing.
Right.
So in the last podcast episode, I was going through my list of a bunch of bullshit that I've been kind of seeing, things that are pissing me off, this, that. It wasn't really a grind my gears episode because it wasn't really things that grind my gears so much as it is just like dumb shit, right? Yeah. But anyways, I started talking about, I was like, oh yeah, this is something I'm going to talk about, but I'm not going to do it, and this and that. And I kind of alluded to it was like a daycare issue with a client, right? So I wanted to use that as a chance to have just like an overall topic of like another thing that fucking grinds my gears, which is just like this massive issue with daycares, particularly like your standard doggy daycares, just like refusing to take any sort of accountability for like issues that happen in their care, right? And then like if there are issues in their care, just like immediately making it either the owner's fault, the dog's fault, or the lack thereof training on the dog's fault, right? As opposed to just like we don't know how to run our dog safe or our daycare safely, right?
Right.
So there's been, this has happened over the course of my dog training career 8 million times at this point, where I have clients that have dogs that that have gone to a daycare, right? And either right before they start training with us, while they're starting training with us, or after they do training with us, something happens at the daycare. The dog gets into a altercation with another dog, and it is just immediately just like thrown on the owner, like you just have this fucking terrible dog, and that's why this happened, and blah 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 blah. So I'm going to share kind of two. I don't know. I'm going to go all over the place with this, right? So the one that sparked this was we had this dog that just finished a board and train with us recently. His name's Sammy. And Sammy is like a hound pit bull mix, right? Really good dog, honestly. He did a 4-week board and train with us. Dude socializes great. You know, like he's very social with other dogs. Loves to play, right? We had literally zero issue with this dog while he was with us, right? Now, does that mean that there's no problem with the dog? Of course not, right? Dog had dog reactivity issues. That's why he came to us. Dog got in a couple minor squabbles with family friends' dogs that had come to the house, all of which easily were boiled down to like they were like giving toys to the dogs and like, you know, creating much of competition. They had no communication over the dog, et cetera, right? So like there's so per our classification of dogs, this is a case in point supervised social dog, right? And my definition of supervised social, because we have our 3 categories, which I'll break down one more time for you. We have our social dogs, which are dogs that under 99.9% of circumstances, there will be no issue with these dogs, including if a dog fight breaks out or another dog tries to go after this dog or whatever. This dog is under 99.9% of circumstances not going to fight back or do anything to escalate the situation. Those are our social dogs. We have our supervised social dogs, which are dogs that socialize fine, but you supervise them because under the right recipe of circumstances, right, that dog could pose an issue and try to go after another dog. That dog may socialize totally fine, but if something else pops off, they have that kind of thing in them that makes them want to kind of jump in and you know, partake in the altercation, if you will, right? But like they're easy to interrupt. We have a clear way to be able to discipline them if they do act out, right? And as long as we're supervising them, they pose very little to no safety risk towards the other dogs, right? Sammy is a case in fucking point supervised social dog, right? As are the other dogs I will talk about in this podcast episode. Then we have our non-social or trainer social dogs, which are dogs that I always describe as we are either still assessing what they are, right? Or they are, even with good supervision, they pose some type of safety risk, right? So we need to use a muzzle with the dog, or we're not confident that we can interrupt them easily. We're still kind of assessing how to discipline them for whatever. Like any number of things, insert any other case where there's just more risk at play, so we have to put more safety protocols at play, right? So again, Sammy is a supervised social dog, right? The reason why we categorize all of the dogs that come into our facility under these 3 categories is so that we can know who to pair who up with, so we can make sure we don't run into problems, right? We don't put multiple supervised dogs together with each other, because if you have multiple supervised dogs together with each other, I can't supervise all of you independently. I create more chances for like multiple situations to kind of happen that could lead to a big 3-4 dog fight happening. It's you know, like I know when I have a supervised dog, if I'm only putting them with social dogs, I can keep 100% of my attention on that dog, and I can make sure that they are safe and happy and having a good time, and I can stop a problem immediately before it turns into a big issue. Whatever. So anyways, so Sammy had been going to this doggy daycare for like a year and a half now, right? They've had the dog for, I think, 2.5 years. He's been going to this doggy daycare for like the last year and a half.
Sure.
Right. So, anytime dogs go home from training or finish their training, we go over, the structure, how they're socializing them, where they're socializing them, this and that. And anytime we have dogs have a previous relationship with another boarding or daycare kennel, I always ask the question, has there ever been issues there? Right? No, there's never been issues there. And then I always say, okay, fine. If you want to keep going to that place, by all means, keep going to that place as long as you trust them, as long as they trust Sammy and you feel like they are going to be adequate of handling situations. But you are always at the mercy of the people supervising your dog.
Yeah.
Right? That's just the way it works, right? No matter what, if I take my dog and I give my dog to my parents, right? Or Miracle Canine Training when I'm out of town, or I say, hey, Josh, watch fucking Waffles for me or something like that, right? At that point, 100% of the responsibility of my dog's behavior falls on the individual that is supervising or caring for your dog then at that point, right? So I just make sure people are aware that like you kind of run that risk, right? That's just the way that it happens, right? So, okay, cool. So we're working through the program. Things are great, doing a couple follow-up lessons. Then I get a call from Sammy's owner, like, I think it was like a week and a half or 2 weeks after he had went home from his board and train, right? He was at daycare, and basically I got this like panicked phone call where I'm speaking with them, and, they're like, Sammy had an issue at daycare. We got a call from the owner that he went after another dog, and it was so bad because they couldn't stop him. And, like, it was just like the guy was so scared, like shooken up from the situation and kept saying how upsetting it was that this happened, just weeks after Sammy finished his training and like it just was like a whole thing. Right. So like, and like, I'm kind of stuck in this position where I'm like, all right, well, like, what do you want? Like, what do you want from me kind of thing?
Right.
Like, what happened? Like, so I'm like, like, what happened? Right. They're like, well, like, I don't really know. We didn't really get much details. Like, okay, well, like, okay, well, like we need to, you know what I mean? If we're going to try to figure out why this happens, like we need to know more information. Right. So like, whatever. It was kind of this like a bit of a frustrating phone call for everybody involved because like obviously the owners of the dog had been going to this place for a year and a half, right? They have a better relationship with this place than they do me, right? Like they've only known me for 5.5 weeks at this point, right? And they've been going to this place for, every week for a year and a half, right? So whatever. So we're talking through it. I'm like, yeah, we need to know more like this is not uncommon. Like we hear this all the time. That dog goes to daycare all the time, and then suddenly the right recipe of things happens. But like, unless I saw what happened or whatever, like I can't tell you why you know what I mean? Like I don't know why it happened. So they're really wanting to get to the bottom of this because they're kind of, like I said, shooken up with the situation, and they're concerned that, Sammy's a monster now and this and that. So I was like, well, like they're basically asking like, well, what questions do we ask them? And it's I'm stuck in this impossible situation because like in the end of the day, it doesn't matter what questions you ask them. Like clearly this place does not know how to handle the dogs in a safe enough way, right? Like or handle a dog like Sammy in a safe enough way where an interaction is going to happen. Because like we could socialize Sammy for the next 2 years, and because of the way we socialize dogs, like there either will never be a problem, or if there is a problem, we will address it so quickly it won't even be an issue. You know what I mean? Right. So clearly this just kind of showcases that this is probably not the place that I would be socializing him for that reason, right?
For sure.
So whatever. Like the owner of Sammy's like live texting this guy at this daycare. And by the way, I think this is like a daycare kind of like guy runs it out of his house kind of thing. Like it's not even like a formal daycare necessarily. So in real time, as we're on the phone, we get it. And also, mind you, like at this point, both myself and the owner of the dog is like under the impression that Sammy like mauled another dog at daycare. Yeah. Right. The way that like they were told how shooken up the guy was and that he went after the other dog and they couldn't get him to stop and this and that. Like my brain is going to like worst case scenario kind of thing.
Right.
Right. So in real time, as we're on the phone, because Sammy's owner was like texting, like trying to get more details. The guy said something along the lines of, it happened exactly how I told you. The dogs were outside with my attendee. I was inside and I saw a ruckus happening, and I went outside and we saw that Sammy was intensely going after the dog, and we could tell that he had and also before this they said like well, I guess they were a little bit excited because we just let them outside and they were running around playing, and we saw Sammy getting more intense and going for the other dog's neck, and we could tell he had intentions to like basically hurt the dog kind of thing. Like, but like it was like the most gray, unclear text like ever.
Yeah.
It was kind of just basically like, we kind of just like, so did a fight happen or didn't a fight happen? And basically what we were able to infer through talking to this individual was that there wasn't actually a fight, right? Things were getting a little bit more excitable than they were comfortable with, which is fine, right? Okay. And they proactively stopped Sammy because they couldn't verbally get him to stop and disengage from the dog. So they isolated him from the group because they felt that that was unsafe, right? Which is also, let me clarify, which is fine, right? Like I tell everybody, when dogs aren't doing, if you run your daycare in a particular way, right? And in order to keep your daycare safe, you have to isolate certain dogs and not let certain dogs come there because, whatever, they get too excitable or they stir things up too much or you don't feel like you have enough good verbal control over them and you don't know how to use their training and stuff like that. Like that is fine. But the problem is you didn't say that. Right? Like you said Sammy attacked another dog at daycare and were so rattled from it because you just couldn't get him to like you literally made it sound like this dog tried to actually kill another dog at daycare.
Right.
Right? And it and also like just like alluded to the fact that like because he just finished his training,
right.
that like something we did or didn't do caused him to do this still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like put the owners in this impossible situation where they now think their dog is a fucking monster when he's not. Like couldn't be further from it, right? And also just like kick them to the curb because he's like, well, Sammy can't come back anymore. Right? So it's like So I guess the point that there's a couple points I'm trying to make here, right? Point number one is like, we talked in the podcast episode with Jess 2 episodes ago, which also isn't out yet. You'll have heard it by the time you hear this one, but whatever. Yeah. We talked a lot about how like some people need to really seriously look at the language they use when they talk about stuff that happened with dogs, right? This is a situation where as a professional, if you're going to start dropping words like aggressive and attacked and things like that, like you need to understand the implications that has of telling somebody that their dog attacked another dog when they did not in fact attack another dog.
Right.
Right? Like I get it from an owner standpoint of like, you don't know anything. You don't work with dogs. Like in your mind, it's like, he's attacking me. Right. Like, I guess I get it in that context. But as somebody that works with dogs professionally, I would never tell somebody their dog attacked another dog if there's not like injuries and like, you know what I mean? Like there's a line in which it goes from like, oh, this just got a little bit too rowdy. Right. To like your dog attacked another dog.
Yeah.
Right. So that's thing number one. Thing number two, I hate when places just don't take responsibility for the fact that like, hey, our environment like might just not be a good fit for your dog. Yeah. Right. Like we could just say that as opposed to like your dog doesn't work with us. It's like, hey, maybe my environment just isn't a good fit for them.
Right.
Maybe I am not setting things up in a way where I can mitigate problems before they happen. Right. And then, I don't know. I feel like I had a third thing. I'm blanking on it. Blowing things out of proportion. So using the wrong terminology, not taking responsibility for what happened. And then, like pointing the blame on others. So like when I hear all the time, forget this situation, but other scenarios where dogs may have like gotten into scuffles at daycare and, and needed to like kick the dog out. They always say shit like, and this is not, I'm using different examples now, but they always say shit like your dog can't come back until they get training. Like that is pointing the blame on a dog, an owner, and a trainer, as opposed to taking the responsibility yourself, because all of these dogs can get training. But then if they go back to the same daycare that doesn't have training themselves, it's going to be just as fucking bad. The same shit is going to play out. Right. So they're pointing the blame on people, obviously, in those situations as well. Right. So like I had another situation. So I was talking about this with a client I worked with last night, right? That has this dog, Matilda. And Matilda comes to daycare with us twice a week now. And she does great. Right. And this is another dog that has been kicked out of a doggy daycare. Right. So Matilda went to this doggy daycare for probably 2-3 years, something like that. Went to in the doghouse around the corner from us, right? And always did fine. Always did fine. No problems, right? Over 2 years, right? Then suddenly one day, same deal. They get the phone call that says, oh my gosh, Matilda attacked another dog and she can't come back. And it was so bad and this and that. And I was kind of complaining to this owner because like we got a very friendly relationship at this point. I was at their house doing a little bit of work with their other dog, and we're talking. I was like telling him the story about Sammy and the situation that happened at daycare, and the guy was like, "Yeah," he's like, "It's fucking insane." He's like, "It's the exact same thing that happened with Matilda, where they call me and they made it seem like she tried to actually fucking kill another dog, and I asked to see, because this was like an actual place, the camera footage of what happened. They showed me the camera footage, and it was like a situation where all of the fucking dogs are going ballistic, reacting at a fence, jumping all over the fucking fence. And Matilda was a part of that because they weren't stopping her from doing it, right? And then another dog gets in her face, and she turns around and corrects the other dog, right? Like it was like...
That was it?
Yeah, like I literally watched the video. I was like, oh, like that's all that... That's all that happened.
Oh, your dog was communicating.
Yeah. Like, and again, I'm not even saying it's okay. Like that situation never will happen at our daycare because we would never let her get that fucking fired up towards something in the first place. But like, bro, like, hey, like that wasn't even that bad. But then, so like the guy sitting there, and this is before he had seen the camera footage. When he picked her up, he was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry. Like she attacked another dog. He's like, is there like a vet bill? Like, I'd like to pay the vet bill for the other dog, et cetera, et cetera. And they were like, oh, well, like there was no injuries. Okay, so what's the problem? Like, what's like, and again, like he was even making this point yesterday. He was like, I get it. I get that you want to kick her out because like she like poses a risk to the other dogs in your group then at that point. But the fact that you just blew this so fucking out of proportion and made it seem like my dog was an absolute monster when she didn't even attack another dog. She corrected another dog. You let things spiral out of control in the first place, and there was no injuries. Is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Fucking insane, dude. So I'm just trying to make this point that like, like for the owners listening here, if your dog gets kicked out of a fucking doggy daycare, it literally is not a big deal. No. 9 out of 10 times, it's like, it truly, your dog probably didn't even fucking do anything wrong because all these places, keep in mind, doggy daycares, doggy boarding kennels, I don't care if you've been in business for 3 years or 35 years. Like they're not trainers. You know what I mean? They're not trainers. And I know as a dog trainer that socializes other dogs professionally for a living, I know how difficult it is to keep large groups of dogs stable and under control. Like I get it. I couldn't imagine running a social group of 60 to 80 dogs with 3 fucking teenagers that have no clue what they're looking at.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine.
It's a bad recipe.
Man, like I get it. We want to socialize our dogs, right?
Yeah.
We want to get them out and about. We want to make sure that they're having good social experiences. And I'm sure we love these daycares and boarding kennels we're sending them to. And again, like if you want to keep trying to take them there, like there are plenty of dogs that I know that like, it's probably not the best idea that you take them there, but owners take them there to the end of that dog's life and they do fine and they never have problems. The dog comes home tired and it's great. It's convenient for the owners and this and that. I get it, which is why I'm not going to tell you you're not allowed to take your dog there. Who am I to say that? But
Right.
God, I've got to advise against it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got to advise against it. And I know that goes against, like, for many of these people, it is a convenience thing. They work long days, and being able to take their dog somewhere like that and get them out of the house and get them burning off energy is, like, so essential for them. But you run a lot of risk. So you need to do one of two things. You either need to just say, I'm not going to do it, and I'm just going to exercise my dog more on the days that I have busy days, or I'm going to do it, but I fully accept and own the fact that if something happens, I'm not going to put it on my dog.
Right.
and this is what I was trying to convey to Sammy's owners, because again, they were upset about it. Right.
For sure.
And not with me, but they were upset about the situation. I had to talk them off the ledge with this, which is why I didn't want to talk about it last podcast episode, because I had a call scheduled with them that evening to talk about it, where we did go over it and they understood and whatever. Everything's fine, obviously. Right. Yeah. And I even went over their house since to do a follow-up session, which went fucking awesome. And I brought a dog and socialized Sammy with the dog at their house and everything, just to show them hey, look, your dog's not a fucking monster kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. It was good.
Good.
But they were that was I had to talk them off a ledge with that one. They really thought our dog's a monster, right?
Jeez.
So, but I've got so many situations of this happening. I got another example, right? I've told this story on the podcast before, probably 150 episodes ago, which is crazy that I could say that, by the way. 200 episodes ago, right? We had this dog. I don't even remember his name because it was so fucking long ago. But it was this golden retriever that came to us, man. It was a young 8 or 9 month old golden retriever, and dude, this dog was the best. The best.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
Everybody fucking loved this dog.
Golden retriever vibes.
Dude, it was the funniest, most friendly, happy, young golden retriever in the fucking world.
Yeah.
And it was the most social dog in the world as well.
True.
We did a board and train with this dog for miscellaneous issues. It wasn't any crazy behavior mod stuff, but prior to the training, the dog got kicked out of a daycare, right? For being just too much, right? And it was the same deal where they told the owner, your dog can come back after you get training. And I told him, listen, I had the fucking conversation with the guy. I was like, yo, don't take your dog back to this daycare. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not going to work out. If they're already kicking the dog out of daycare, they're not going to because in order for it to work out post-training, I would need to educate the people running the daycare. None of these places give a fuck.
No.
They don't want to learn how to do things better on their end. They want the dog to just come back better, right?
Right.
So he was like, oh, yeah, I get it, right? So, okay, so we do the board and train. Dude, this was the most social dog in the world.
Yeah.
I am so dead-ass serious.
Yeah.
Dude, we used this dog in every fucking lesson that we needed a dog to socialize with. He was so fucking good, right?
Yeah.
Goes home from his board and train. We do the send home. I'm like, yo, dude, you really shouldn't take this dog back to this daycare. I was like, listen, because he was adamant that he wanted to do it. I was like, if you want to try it one time, that's your choice to make, but I really need to advise against you doing this, right? And he's like, okay, well, I'll think about it, right? 3 days after the dog goes home from our board and train, sends the fucking dog back to daycare, right? And again, this is a dog, never had dog aggression issues with us, had no history of human aggression issues, right? Yeah. And was a young, happy golden retriever, right? He decides to take this dog back to the fucking daycare 3 days after he finishes his board and train, and I get a call an hour and a half into the day after he drops off the dog that the owner called and said this dog tried to attack one of their workers.
What?
And I'm doing one of these. I'm like,
who?
Are you fucking kidding me? This dog tried to attack one of the workers, right?
You got the right dog?
They wouldn't show him camera footage, right? They wanted nothing to do with anything other than your dog can't come back here. Your dog is very aggressive, and you should consider getting rid of this dog.
What?
Right? So I talked to her. I was like, well, did they tell you what happened? Like, because I'm just curious at this point. I was like, yo, like, I told you not to take the dog back to daycare, but like, I'm just curious what happened, right? And the guy was like, yeah, he said that he was out in a play yard and the dog was like fucking around with a rock on the ground or something. And he was playing with other dogs, and the attendee had to, like, while this dog was like playing with a rock and other dogs, like get in the middle of it and try to rip the rock out of this dog's mouth. And the dog turned and gave him some attitude over it or something. But they said attacked the guy. Again, no injuries, no scratches, no fucking anything, right? But the dog tried to attack the daycare attendee over this situation. And I'm just sitting there. I was like, dude, this is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, this is why you just can't trust anybody else with your fucking dog, right? Because you can't even get a straight story of what happened.
No.
Everything's blown out of proportion. Everybody wants to make it your fucking fault, right? And everybody wants to make you feel awful over it also. Like you have a terrible dog. Right? Because they think because I'm a daycare attendee, right?
Yeah.
They think that they're just a fucking expert on dog behavior and know everything. Wow, I've seen everything. I'm just so shook that this situation happened because, like, I know so much about dogs and, like, I just can't even believe that they would do that.
Yeah.
Like, yet every time I ask them to ask what happened, none of them know why it happened. Or I should say, I tell them, ask them why did it happen?
Yeah.
Right? None of them can say why it happened. And then I have to tell the people, I was like, listen, this is why you can't take them back there. Because if they can't even tell you why it happened, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
How are they going to prevent it from happening in the future?
Right.
They won't. They won't be able to do it.
No.
Right? So, dude, it's fucking frustrating. It's frustrating.
Not showing the camera footage of that, too.
Yeah.
Like, that's obvious. Maybe it's not that serious.
Dude, don't get me started. Oh, man.
I didn't. Yeah, you didn't tell me that they kicked Sammy out of the daycare. That's just insane to me.
Yep. Hold, please.
Holding.
I got to read a text about another situation I'm going to talk about in a second here.
Oh,
Josh, fill the noise.
he's got an ongoing situation. I'm trying to think. I mean, I mean, the only step worse than a doggy daycare is the dog parks, you know?
Yes.
And I mean, it's barely a step up from that because, like you said, in my prior experience of doggy daycares, it's 4 or 5 teenagers have 60 dogs on their hands, and I mean, even if there was a problem, there's not much that they can really do about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They're just, dude, like every fucking daycare sucks, dude. Like I don't know how else to say it. This is what like was the hard situation I was in with like Sammy was like, I'm trying so hard to like be the nice guy. Look at me. I'm like, be the fucking nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard to be the nice guy and not just be like, dude, fuck this place.
Yeah.
Right? Because like, again, like who am I to say that? I'm just the fucking professional dog trainer here that knows more about your dog's behavior than this fucking place does. But who am I to say, right? Like,
Yeah.
But like I hate being put in these situations where it's like you're working with multiple quote unquote professionals, right? Like, and again, granted, I'm so happy. Like most of the time when this happens, the dog gets kicked out of daycare after 2 years prior to coming to training, so it's not like they could like put any blame on me for it, right? Like,
Yeah.
And I'm able to like walk them through why it happened and already gain trust before they even start the training process. But like it does happen every now and then where the incident happens post training or during training. And then I'm like stuck in this impossible situation where it's like they like this place. They're trying to continue having a relationship with this place, right? And make sure that the dog fucking does good there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I need to somehow convey to them in the nicest possible way, these guys are fucking idiots.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and again, if these people were open about just like, hey, listen, like, it's just not a good fit. I don't think those people are fucking idiots, right? But the ones that try to just make it seem like we're expert dog socializers and your dog's the fucking problem or your trainer's the problem, like those guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, I need to convey it in like this way where like, it's not me just shitting on the other person, but like at the same time, I need to get them to realize they don't know what they're what they're doing, you know?
Yeah. Are there, I guess, are there some red flags and green flags that you could give to people for, like, if you have to?
Dude, like all, you know what I mean? Like, I'm dead fucking serious. Like all, like unless the place is a dog training company,
Yeah.
right? Red flag.
Okay.
If the place is not a dog training company, red flag, right?
Okay.
And again, I also have to throw the caveat, and I don't even think this is a good idea, but if you have a truly what we would classify a social dog, they'll probably be fine in any of the places you take them to.
Yeah.
Because your dog is just social.
Yeah.
Right? But if you have a supervised social dog and the place you are taking your dog to is not a dog training facility first and foremost, red flag, you are playing the game of fingers crossed. I hope it goes well forever and ever until the end of time. It's just the way that it works.
Yeah.
It's just the way that it works. And unless you find the unicorn place that wants to learn from your dog trainer how they could socialize dogs better, and, you know, but that's it. That's it.
That makes sense.
You know? And,
Okay.
And I'm trying to think where to go with this next. Okay, so like there's been a lot of people talking about lately, and I do think this is an important conversation that I talk about on the podcast a lot, but I want to find a way to make more short form content on this. So like Michelle reposted something the other day from somebody basically saying, like, it was from a trainer that was saying, like, your dog being dog selective is not a behavioral issue, is what the post said.
Yeah.
And I agree. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like I think we all agree on that general sentiment. The reason why I hate reposting stuff like that and why I don't make content like that is because I feel like sometimes that gives an excuse for people to not try to improve their dog's social skills. You know what I mean? So like they just look at it like, oh, well, like your dog being dog selective and getting and not liking certain other dogs is like, it's fine. It's not a problem. Right. And I'm like having a supervised social dog where your dog under the right circumstances could pose a problem is normal. That's not a behavioral issue, right? Like you're not going to make every supervised social dog a social dog. It's just not, it will not happen.
Yeah.
Right. As somebody that owns 2 supervised social dogs myself, Deli and Vinny are supervised social dogs, right? They've both been in fucking dog fights before, right? Under the right circumstances, like there could be an issue, et cetera, right? So like, I get that, but I think the problem with the sentiment of like your dog being dog selective is not a behavioral issue is that goes into it with just like this expectation that like if your dog gets in some fights, like there's nothing you can do about it kind of thing. As opposed to like every time there's an incident, whether it's with a supervised social dog or a social dog or a non-social dog, we always look back at the situation. We pull camera footage, we look at the incident, we say, why did this happen? And we find a way to make sure that doesn't happen in the future, which then should hypothetically increase the dog's social skills moving forward then. Do you get what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
So one way of looking at it is just like, well, whatever. Your dog's social skills that they have are just the social skills that they have, and you're not going to change it kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
The other is like, let's accept who the dog is and understand there will be limitations, but always strive for better. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know how I started going off on that, but like that is a point that I feel like just needs more clarification to it than just like, well, your dog's just not going to like some dogs.
Yeah. It was
right?
Michelle's post.
What's that?
I think it was Michelle's reel or something.
Well, it wasn't her reel. She reposted it. It was somebody else had posted.
I think that's where you got.
Right?
That's how you got.
Yeah,
to
I
that.
just forgot what was before that, but whatever.
Oh, gotcha.
So whatever. So I don't know. Socialization is just like, it's such a tough one because like I truly feel like if you set up socials in the way that we set up socials, hardwood. Here we go.
There you go.
That's real wood. This is
Parkable.
not real wood. Yeah. But like, okay, so if we set up socials in a proper way, meaning we categorize the dogs properly, so we only socialize dogs with other dogs that are going to be a good fit for them. We take away resources, no food, no toys, no affection, and we have a clear way with any of our supervised social dogs and up to be able to discipline them for unwanted behavior. You should not run into problems. You just shouldn't, right? Things should stay safe. Things should stay controlled, and you should be able to mitigate problems before they happen, which is why, again, fucking damn, knock on wood, especially with this one, we have not had an injury in dog socials in fucking, I can't remember the last one. I really can't, right?
Yeah.
and like, I don't say this is like ego flex, right, or anything like that, but like, inevitably, when you socialize aggressive dogs will get injured or hurt eventually. Like, it's just gonna happen, right? But yeah, so it's just, it'll happen eventually, right? But if you make the proper adjustments to the safety protocols that you're putting in place, it should not happen hardly ever, right? So I don't know. Like I said, I'm talking in circles with this, but the point of the matter is just like, just be careful with fucking daycares, guys. Please be careful with daycares, because it's just not. Most of them are not. Your dog's not going to get that much out of it. Yeah, they're just not going to get that much out of it. Okay, other situation, man. Fucking, dude, I got a crazy dog I'm working with right now. Crazy fucking dog I'm working with right now, and he's giving me a real fucking headache. And that's why I just read that text, because like I've been like checking in with these people like every single day since I've been working with them. Gotcha. And this is like the first like positive update that I've gotten.
Let's go.
In a while, so I had to read it. I was like, "Fuck, like, please, like fingers crossed." Right? Like, so I said I'm leaving town in like a day and a half. Right? I leave Thursday. It's Tuesday afternoon right now. Right? And this dog is like just fucking really giving us a run for our money right now. So got this dog. Dog has a history of reacting towards things on walks and then redirecting on the owner. But like, it's hard. Okay. So I'll kind of take it from the top here. Right. Okay. So this dog, owner's called because this dog has a serious problem with getting really worked up in two situations. Situation number one is in the house when they're watching TV. If the dog, see if baseball is on the TV or a dog is on the TV. A random two things. I know. It's the whipping of the pitching, right? This dog gets fucking spun up out of his goddamn mind, and he'll start trying to jump all over specifically the male, the husband in the house, and just starts grabbing at his clothes and just like biting at him and stuff. And like, The behavior had always kind of been explained to me as like a really intense play, basically. Like a super, I mean, it's a strong pit bull, right? So like it's still problematic, but like a really intense play is what this behavior had been kind of described to me as, right? So that's one situation they had major problems with the dog, aside from other miscellaneous behavioral issues in the house. And problem number two was out on the walk. This dog, same deal with both owners, but more intensely with the male owner, would do the same thing where like periodically on the walk, if he would get frustrated or see something in the distance or whatever, he would get amped and he would do the same thing where he starts biting the leash and then starting to climb up the leash and like biting at the guy's coat and shit like that. Right. And again, the behavior had been described to me as maybe not play, but like, I mean, they never used a muzzle with it before. It's not like this guy's going to the hospital for it. He would get bruises sometimes for it because, again, it's a strong dog and is biting the clothes, going to catch the skin and stuff. But, like, whatever. It's just like a really intense problematic behavior, right? So, okay. So this dog actually just did a board and train with us, right? He just finished, like, Thursday. He went home last Thursday. Okay. Right? And through his entire board and train, he's a pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's a headstrong pit bull, right? But like, no hint of this behavior. Like right away when he got in, like any jumping was like firmly corrected, right? We took him in public a lot. We worked dog distractions. We worked social with other dogs. Like we did all sorts of stuff with him. And like again, pain in the ass. Definitely none of this behavior, right? That we're describing. So I do the send home lesson in home, and it goes great, right? You do an awesome send home lesson, right? You do it. It's like 4 to 7. Go do walking. Walks great with the guy, no problems. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm feeling good. I'm like, heck yeah, heck yeah, right? Yeah. So give him some homework assignments. I'm leaving town Thursday, so we moved our follow up session up to Monday. So like Thursday to Monday, they had to work with this dog, right, bro? 11:45 p.m. I get a fucking text message from them that night that he went home that they went for their evening walk to let him out to go to the bathroom. and immediately started doing the fucking jumping all over John, the husband, and like bit his coat. And they were like, very nice. I mean, these are like the nicest people in the fucking world, dude.
Yeah,
like,
right.
honestly, they're basically just like, hey, like, like, how would you like to us to handle it moving forward, right? So the way they described how they were trying to correct him for it was like, it sounded like there was an equipment malfunction where like the e-collar was off or they hit the wrong button or something. So they saw like no response out of it. Like, it sounded like there was an equipment malfunction. So I was like, well, I got a little bit more information. I was like, well, try this tomorrow morning on your walk, right? Okay, cool. Next morning, dude, I woke up and listen, I've told you guys before, like how much responsibility I take with my clients, especially if I could tell they're trying, right? Mm-hmm. Dude, I was so upset. I was like, motherfuckers, like, wow, what the fuck? Like, like night one, dog's been home for fucking 4 hours and you gotta fucking pull some shit right now?
Right.
Come on, dude,
Right.
So whatever. So tell them to make some adjustments. They go take him out the next morning and I get a text back that's basically like, went great. Like, like corrected him one time for jumping, stopped right away, no big deal, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, cool, great. As I suspected, equipment malfunction, this, that, right? So then like 2 hours later, so they live in an apartment and they walk this dog like 5 times a day, which is crazy, right?
That's
like they walk this dog like 5 times a day.
Jesus.
Because they live in an apartment, dog needs exercise, whatever. So I get a text then like a couple hours later that the wife had left for work. John took the dog out for a walk and he's right back on his bullshit again.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, motherfucker. So I was like, listen, I'll be in your area in like an hour. I was like, let me just swing by. We'll go do a walk. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Right. So I get there. We talk through it. We take him out. We go do a walk with him. He's a fucking perfect angel. Right. Same deal. I'm still kind of suspecting in my mind, like this guy was like not scared of the dog. You know what I mean? Like again, the dog's not trying to kill him, but still the behavior is like when it starts happening on the walk, it's a lot. Right. So he's just, he's a little apprehensive and like trying to like figure out how to effectively correct while handling the leash when the dog's doing it and this and that. And he had said in that second incident, he was like, yeah, I didn't even get a chance to correct because he started doing it. I had the remote in my pocket and stuff. So we go for the walk together. And I'm just basically like, yeah, listen, like, it worked this morning. You didn't get to correct the second time because you weren't ready. I was like, just be ready on your e-collar, handle the leash, whatever. Just stay at it. See how it goes, kind of thing. Right? Dude, same fucking thing. Go through the weekend. Dog's fucking pulling his bullshit again. Like,
what the hell?
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, same deal. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
I was like, why? What is going on with this dog? Like, I'm kind of stumped at this point.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, listen, again, I've seen this dog be a pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong. But I'm like, something is just like not like adding up.
Right,
like, in my mind, I'm still just, honestly, I'm going to like, I think this dude's just like scared of this dog.
Right.
And like, he's got to kind of, it's easier said than done, but you got to kind of get over it. And because every time the dog would do it, he would kind of give the leash to the wife, and then she would take the dog, and the dog would settle down. And this, I was like, you got to just show the dog it's not fucking work. You know what I mean? Like he's realizing it works every time. Is what's going on in my head, and you're missing your mark on the correction, and you're scared of the dog, right? So that's kind of my mindset, right? So I go over the house. So we had our session scheduled for Monday. I gave him some pointers to get through Saturday, Sunday, right? And simultaneously, I'm getting these texts, like, again, nicest people in the world. I'm getting these texts like, wow, like everything else in the house is going fantastic right now. And even on the walk, like the walk is really good with the wife now because he used to not do it as intensely, but he would bite the leash with her and stuff. She said, yeah, she could stop him right away for that. It's no big deal. So yeah, in my mind, I'm kind of like doing what the fucking daycares do, which I'm kind of like, yo, is this dude like is on the dog because he needs to be on the dog?
Yeah, right.
So dude, I go over there yesterday and I'm like, all right. Well, listen, I was like, to help this guy feel a little bit more comfortable, I know you guys keep saying like it's not like it's, you've never needed to use a muzzle before, right? But like, maybe let's use a muzzle, let's see if we can just get this guy feeling a little bit more confident, this, that, right? So I go there, we put a muzzle on him, and I got 2 safety protocol options. I was like, option 1 is muzzle, option 2 is double line. Double line is basically he holds the line, the wife holds the second line. That way, if he starts trying to do the lunging and stuff, you can kind of just trap him in the middle kind of thing. I was like, let's try the muzzle. So we're going to put the muzzle on the dog, before the dog was really bad about collaring him up and all this kind of stuff. So we had a plan for like getting him stabilized into like a position while we were doing that. All that's going great. Mm-hmm.
take him outside, and dude, we're like 35 minutes into the lesson, and like I see we're walking down the street. They live on Fairmount on the east side. It's like busy area, right? Walking down the street, a bus goes by, which historically buses and garbage trucks were a little bit of a trigger for this dog. The dog lunges at the bus and then just turns and fucking launches at this dude. Like kind of crazy. Like this dog launched at this dude, and like the guy's like still handling the leash wrong, obviously.
Yeah.
But like I'm like watching this behavior. I go and I grab the leash and I get the dog under control for a second. I was like, all right, well, like try this next time. Right?
Yeah.
Like he's like, okay. So we keep on walking, right? Same deal. We're walking through the neighborhood, and then like 15 more minutes goes by, and there's like 3 dogs going ballistic behind a fence, right? And this dog kind of locks onto him, and then same deal, turns and starts fucking launching at this dude. And I tried to give him like another second to see if he could like handle it appropriately, but still like kind of handling the leash wrong. But like, again, like this dog's fucking going ham right now.
Right.
So it's easier said than done. So I was like, shit, like, you know, like,
Right.
This is kind of crazy. So I give him one more little pointer to like, hey, try this next time. And right now I'm not even doing anything with the e-collar. I'm just trying to get him to handle the leash in a way where he could stabilize the dog when this starts happening. Right.
Yeah.
So, dude, we get like back to the house. This dog does it one more time towards another dog and fucking say, I tried to like step back even longer and like let it play out. And this dude's basically doing all the right things. And this dog was going so fucking, dude, I stopped for a second and I took the leash, same deal, like got him stabilized. And I actually corrected him that time. I was like, yo, dude, like chill the fuck out. Mm-hmm. Dude, I had this mental moment where like, I was like, I couldn't have been more wrong. I was like, I really thought this was like this dude problem.
Yeah.
This is not a this dude problem. Like this, like if anything, right? How the daycares overplay everything, they severely underplayed the behavior and the intensity of the behavior. Because I asked him, I was like, is that like the same? I always said like less, like is that better than, worse than, or about the same? Is it what it usually is? He's like, oh, it's about the same. I was like, and I'm not like laugh, like this is a serious thing.
I know.
We're working on this right now, but like I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like that dog is like that is not like, oh, I'm just trying to like trying to bite. That is a dog like that, like is. I mean, clearly he's worked him without the muzzle enough times to know the dog isn't actually trying to fuck him up. But like, if you didn't know and you looked at that, if I posted a video of what this dog was doing to this guy, you would think this dog was trying to actually fucking maul this dude's face off. Like it was insane.
Jeez.
Like it was fucking insane. Dude.
Right.
So I'm like, shit. I was like, all right, well, because this is the first time I've even seen it. Because like I said, the last 2 sessions I did with them was like, I'm trying to coach them through it because I'm not seeing the behavior kind of thing. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck. All right, we got some work to do now. So I like, you know, like I had a busy day yesterday and like, I'm like, this is like, it was like 4:30 to 5:30 and I was supposed to have a 6 o'clock lesson. It's 5:30, dude. And I look at my phone. I was like, fuck. I was like, I can't leave right now. Like, I was like, I got to text my next lesson. I was like, hey guys, give me a minute. I reach out to my lesson. I was like, yo, like, I'm not going to make it. Like I got like an emergency situation pretty much that I'm working with right now that I can't leave, you know? So I go and we work this dog for another hour and I was like, all right, we've got to come up with some plans here. And it's so basically what we did is we create, like originally I tried to make, because in my mind, the problem before was that the way they had described it was that the dog was just like jumping and biting the leash and trying to bite his clothes and just like, you know, a dog just being an asshole kind of thing. Right. My criteria for the first week was just like, yo, just stop that. Right. Like let's not even worry about the dog healing with you or like doing anything crazy. Like, let's just like teach him like, yo, dude, like chill the fuck out. Like stop doing that. Right. But like, as soon as I actually saw how intense it was, I was like, that's not going to work. Right. Because like the problem is he's getting himself so fired up in the first place. This is more of a redirection that we're seeing of frustration because he's being held back from all these other things. And he's just turning it and launching it on this guy with like full intensity. Right. So I was like, we've got to stop that problem. So we worked for another hour and we were walking around. And at first I was like, I'm going to let this dog go fucking ballistic at stuff with me handling the leash right next to this guy to see if when he starts doing this behavior, if I could discipline him effectively for it and kind of keep that approach first. Right. of course, as soon as I took the leash, literally couldn't get him to do it. Like I was even letting this dog explode at other dogs at the end of the leash. I was intentionally letting him do it, like not even trying to intervene or stop him or proactively do anything or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see when he starts doing this, does he turn and start redirecting on this guy? Fucking nothing, dude. Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. So then I hand the leash back to him. I was like, here's what we're going to do. I was like, every single possible trigger that you see out on your walk right now, or anytime you start seeing this dog get into that state of mind where he historically has done this, because this guy's gotten really good at reading the dog's behavior and seeing when he's thinking about it. I want you to engage him in something else. Right. So in this case, we were doing like a sit because the weather sucked, or else we would do it down. Right.
Yeah.
So he started doing that, and immediately the dog, we got like 2 opportunities to correct him for nothing other than just not listening to him because he was fixated on something.
Right.
Snapped him out of it right away. Started walking beautifully with the guy. It was seemingly going really well, right?
Yeah.
Like again, I'm not even gonna say, oh, we fucking fixed it or anything like that, because like, dude, this was literally last night at 7:30, you know, so
Right.
like, or 6:30 or where the fuck it was. So like I don't know how the fuck this is gonna go. I'm optimistic in how we saw the dog start responding to him after we started doing this.
Yeah.
And that's why, like I said, I texted them this morning to say like, yo, because again, I leave town Thursday. I can't just leave them hanging for a week while I'm gone.
Right.
Like surviving with this dog being a fucking
Crazy.
douchebag. You know what I mean? So I told him, I texted this morning, I was like, yo, like, let me know how your first couple walks of the day goes. And, you know, I'll be in the area from 1:30 to 2:30. I could swing by your house again and help troubleshoot anything as needed. And the text I just got back was that it was okay.
All right.
So we'll fucking see.
Yeah.
Specifically, what did like here? Let's see. Did they text anything back yet? Hang on.
No, you're good. You didn't use the Robert Cabral.
The what?
What was Robert's thing? Be more interesting.
Be more interesting. Yeah.
He didn't tell him to be more.
No, this guy was too interesting for the dog. He was like, "Oh, you're not going to let me go to that? You're my play toy.
Yeah,
now."
you're my toy."
Right. But yeah, I texted back. He said, "Good afternoon. Jod did a solo walk last night to the end of the block and back, and it went okay. He said he was still trying to take off the muzzle. So, like, obviously, he fights with the muzzle, obviously, which that I'm not that worried about. The first walk went good. At the end, when our neighbor was in the stairwell, Samson jumped and John made a correction. The second walk, he did really well, still trying to take the muzzle off at first, but John kept moving and he followed. They saw 3 dogs and Samson didn't do any jumping, which is fucking awesome. Getting ready in the crate works very well, and he gives us no problem putting the muzzle on. And then he just said he seemed a little bit amped up after the second walk with some pacing, but he went to his crate by himself and laid down, almost like he was calming himself. And then I asked, when he corrected for the jumping, did he stop? Also, has making him sit when seeing other distractions been working? And they said he did, ! He did maintain a sit when he saw one of the dogs walking in front of the apartment. The other 2 he saw were from a distance and seemed to be walking. He was staring but walking when normally he'd stop to lunge in their direction. So, listen, man, that's the best update I've gotten in the last 4 days. So I think what I'm going to try to do after we finish this podcast, I'll reach out to them. I still would like to swing over there since I'm going to be in the area and just really make sure everything they're doing that I had told them to do yesterday is still going well. But I'll keep you guys posted on it, man, because, dude, it's not often. I don't even want to say I'm stumped, right? I guess because I know I have a plan now. My problem is for the last 4 days until yesterday, I did not realize how big of a deal this was. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I guess I was a bit caught off guard when I actually saw it for the first time, just how fucking lunatic this dog went. Right. Yeah. So it forced me to just totally change my approach. Right. So I think the problem is I did not give them good enough direction over the first couple of days because of what I thought was going on.
Yeah.
So I just need to adjust now.
That makes sense. I mean, sounds like it was, like you said, a serious downplay of kind of what was happening. So, I mean, what could you do? Like, you gave him good advice for if it was way less than what it was, you know?
Yeah. So we'll see. Keep you guys posted on it.
I think it'll be good.
Fucking interesting shit, though.
I think it'll be a good podcast in 2 or 3 weeks from now. See how this ended up.
So yeah, that's what I got today. Stop taking your dog to daycare. If your daycare attendee or owner tries to make you feel bad about your dog's behavior, fuck them and fucking get on your dogs, dude.
Yeah.
Get on your dogs.
Get on them.
Get on them.
All right.
All right, guys. Until next time.
See ya.